we're gonna be taking a look at why there was no update this week for a Dusty Trip. Let's get right into this. So if y'all played a Dusty Trip recently, you'll see that they actually added no update, which is the first week that they released no update since the game's release, which is quite crazy. But basically, the developers are starting to switch to bi-weekly updates. That means there will only be one update every 2 weeks, meaning that the already small updates are just gonna get even smaller. In the previous update, they barely added anything, and then this week it looks like they're adding nothing as well. I mean, they could still release the update for this week because I joined the test server and it looks like the update is pretty much finished, but some of the developers have confirmed that they are starting to move to bi-weekly updates, which is honestly terrible because no one wants bi-weekly updates. Also, each update's already small and they're probably just gonna make the updates even smaller because the past few updates have not been good at all. Also, so far in the test server, they haven't added any free-to-play items yet. They only added Roblox items, which we do actually have pictures of some of the game passes. So they haven't added any free-to-play items, but they did add these 6 Robux items, which is honestly terrible because that means there's gonna be absolutely nothing in this update for free-to-play players. The owner of the game actually posted on the Discord server telling people to comment suggestions and that they'll all be added into the game, but so far by the looks of it, none of those suggestions were added. All of those suggestions were ignored and they actually added what people told them not to. Everyone in these suggestions told them not to add more Robux items because no one wants them. Also, whenever they do add Robux items, they make them like the worst cars. Like all the cars that they're planning on adding in the next update are just terrible. I tested them out and they're not good at all, so I wouldn't recommend buying any of them, but they went ahead and added them anyway and added absolutely no free-to-play items, which is insane. Which they're still probably gonna say it's a free-to-play update because they might add like one item that's free-to-play, so then they'll just label the whole update as free-to-play, even though most of it is Robux cars. Also, even for the Robux cars, all of them are bad, such as this monster truck right here. It's not even good. I'm just using it so I could like test it on the river right there, but it's not even good because if you crash into anything, then your whole run is just done for. Also, they still haven't made the wheels on it detachable. The owner of the game actually replied to one of my comments and said that he will make the wheels detachable, but so far it looks like he hasn't, and it's been an entire week. And also in the test server, they're still not detachable either. But anyway, let's hop out because we did crash into a telephone pole and now our whole wheel is messed up. So anyway, it looks like we gotta jump into a new game anyway. Also, the main thing that they're adding in their updates is just new cars, which new cars is pretty cool, but overall no one really needs new cars. I think most people will be fine if they release like one new car a week maybe, and then just mainly focus on features in the game because that's the main point of the game, like the plains and desert biome right here, just seeing how far you can get. But so far you can't really get too far. The max distance on both maps is only like 25,000 meters. You can go farther, but there's no other landmarks, so I think most people would prefer if they update the maps, such as adding more landmarks rather than focusing on cars, because in the next update they're planning on adding like at least 5 Robux cars, which no one really wants because we already have all of these cars right here, which is a crazy amount of cars, and they should just focus on upgrading these maps, especially the desert map. Not very many people like the plains map. The desert map is just so much better because the plains map is so boring. There's like nothing to do in it. All you do is drive. There's like barely any obstacles. Over here we have to avoid cactuses, rocks, and all that other stuff. And also the newest landmark that they added on the plains map, which is the bunker, they still haven't fixed it yet because there's supposed to be a commander outside the bunker that you can kill to get a code to access the vault, but they still haven't added the commander into the game, meaning that's still impossible to get into the vault the regular way. You are still able to glitch in there, which I actually showed in one of my previous videos, but currently it is still impossible to get in there with the code unless you guess it. So overall, there is no update this week because they are switching to bi-weekly updates, which it is still possible that they could release one this week, but it's very unlikely. But they do have everything pretty much already done in the test server, so it wouldn't really surprise me if they release the update like tomorrow. But overall, I wouldn't recommend buying any of the Robux items in the new update because they're all terrible. But anyway, that is gonna be all for this video though, so make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and turn on post notifications, and I will see you all in the next video.